Welcome to this week's YouTube video. So we got back from Taiwan February 19th. It's currently March 3rd. So we got back on a Wednesday night and then we went directly into work Thursday, Friday, and then the full week after that. So within that Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday again, Gio and I worked the collective, I want to say like nearly 80 hours. Actually, no, more than that. It was more than 80 hours. It was about anywhere from 12 to 14 hours a day. So anywhere from 84 hours to 98 hours. So there's a couple things that I want to point out exactly about why we did that. Number one, we just came back from vacation. So obviously there's a lot of things that we have to do in the office in general. So I have a list of things that I kind of wanted to talk about that I think is super important. And this main video is, okay, we worked 12 to 14 hour days for 7 days straight. What did we learn? So for those who have an absolute monkey brain or have a short attention span, I would just click out. This is just going to be me straight talking for, I want to say 10 minutes. So if you have a monkey brain, you can just leave. There's one thing, so I have a literal list of things that I wrote down about things that I could reflect on during that time period after the week has been finished, as well as things that I've learned within that time period. Number one, the first thing I have written here, it doesn't feel like work when you love the concept of it. And what I mean by that is that Gio and I love business. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now if we didn't love business as a whole. Not only obviously the money, but I think it gives more purpose to your life if you're doing something for yourself. Obviously, we don't work a 9 to 5. We haven't worked a 9 to 5 in 2 years. We've been business owners for the past 2 years, launching 3+ businesses at this point. So with that being said, that's point number one. Point number two is when you have a goal in mind, you kind of have to get to that point, and it kind of motivates me more to continuously work over and over again, long hours. And the reason I say that is because, look, Gio and I think 8 to 9 figures honestly isn't enough. We want to be in that 10-figure category one day. Whether that's 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 15 years from now, we still want to be at that point in our lives. So the main thing is like we want to be within a 10-figure category one day in our lifetime. And that takes a lot of work. To get to there, you got to start every single day. You got to do everything every single day. The next point that I have is I work harder when there's something at the end. I understand that we have, short-term goals, 1-year goals, 6-month goals. But for now, we have 2 months goals. We have a potentially big deal with something else going on. And then we have another big deal. So, which is why I'm actually flying out to Italy in 2 weeks. It's to basically meet up with a potential distributor who wants to order about $300,000 worth of product every single quarter. So that being said, it's locking that down, making sure that we have everything set in stone so that when the time comes and when that meeting does come about, it's more fluid, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, so those are the main things for now. The next one is a lot of people can't do what we do. Flat out, yes, some people can work 12 hours because they have to work overtime at their job. But the next thing is that we are working 12 hours for unknowing pay. Yeah, technically we get paid a good amount right now, but that's despite the point. It took a lot to get to this point. But what I'm saying is that nothing is guaranteed within business. So working those hours is as if you're working for nothing. I wouldn't say nothing. I guess you're working for potential. That's the best way to put it. The next one is the start of a business is the most fun. Why? Because Gio and I are working on another project right now, and if we launch this new one, that'd be our 4th business. So when we launch the new one, it'll be our 4th business. So that's kind of something that we love doing and we know how to do. Every business we started has been bootstrapped. So that being said, that's kind of, I want to say our specialty really, of taking the money that we earn in the very beginning and basically how to get to that point of launching something and then making money right away. Obviously not a lot of money, but the whole point is to have enough money to kind of snowball and roll into the next month and the following months. So the last thing, I don't even want to say that's the last thing, delayed gratification, because there's so many different things, right? So delayed gratification, obviously everybody talks about it, but within business, it really is delayed gratification. Trading has really changed, or I guess online money making in general has really changed the way people our age and our generation view how easy it can be to make money. The main thing that I kind of want to talk about is like everyone talks about putting in a lot of hours into what they're doing. So like even me back then, so this is coming from someone who's day traded and has, continues to trade it's about to be my 7th year, or it's on my 7th year right now. It'll be completed a full 7 years in October this year. So this is coming from someone who's like actually been in that industry and in the same industry for such a long time. where it's like, I used to say I put in so many hours to the charts and doing all that, but honestly, those are not efficient hours. At the end of the day, you're staring at a chart, waiting for a setup to happen, whatever the situation is. In my opinion, that's not putting in the hours. The hours comes from afterwards, back testing, afterwards journaling, reflecting on basically what you wrote, what you saw, and those are the hours that get put in. I think hours also consist of like a schedule, so it's like, okay, all the people who stay up past a certain time end up doing nothing. Those are hours that could be put to more use, essentially, right? Whether that's getting more sleep or being just overall being more efficient with the time that you have within that 24-hour day period. It's not picking up the mic for if you're there, so if you want to come and talk.
When it comes to like making a business, you're always working until you get that really big opportunity, right? One of the biggest things to learn as a business owner is seizing opportunity and understanding what that opportunity looks like. And it goes the same, it's hand in hand with like trading in the market, right? For example, I manage a fund and I only trade 2 to 3 times a year, but those 2 to 3 times a year are actual opportune moments that I don't think a lot of day traders can realize when they are trading. Same goes with business. So as you get more and more into creating different types of businesses, or maybe you just want to focus on one, they're all great ideas, but you have to understand what opportunity looks like for that business. There's 6-figure deals that we're doing with some of our e-commerce brands, but those opportunities look different based on the business.
I'm 24. He's 26. So like to put that to perspective is like, yeah, people are day trading, making a lot of money every single month. But if you sign a deal like this, that's money that's guaranteed every quarter.
Yeah.
That's like a guaranteed paycheck a $300,000 paycheck every quarter. So guaranteed $1.2 million a year. Mm-hmm. So that being said, it's like that's an opportunity that not many people ever get to see within any business. And with that, and putting it to perspective in the sense of like, I think I attribute a lot of what we do to luck, and not the kind of luck that you're thinking. The luck where preparation meets opportunity. As Gio was talking about within the market, there's only certain opportunities, and you just have to be mindful of when you're watching the market. That kind of pops up where you have to truly just be able to recognize it. So these are one of those opportunities, those quote unquote lucky opportunities that I really, that we're prepping very hard for.
Yeah. So understanding opportunity is a skill in itself. Once you understand how to realize opportunity and how to execute on opportunity, your trading becomes better, your businesses become better, everything else just, the quality of everything just becomes overall better. I'm able to trade, I'm able to make different businesses, all for the fact that I'm constantly looking for the quality of different opportunities in the market, in business, and all of that. So taking 2 to 3 trades a year is a lot of work, but I'm able to do like whatever I want, whenever I want, because there's like so little trades throughout the year, right? Like I only really need to focus for like 2 to 3 months out of the year.
On that endeavor specifically.
Yeah, exactly. So the rest of the time I can focus on everything else. They end up losing most of their money because they're taking too many like bad trades, and
they're basically impatient, undisciplined, etc.
Yeah, and it comes with quantity. You have to seize opportunity. Basically, long-winded conversation, seize opportunity, only thing you need to know. Only thing you need to worry about. I'm going back to drawing.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're trying to focus heavily, right, like in this very moment, is also the next thing that we are focusing on, I guess is the best way to put it, is finding the right people. Because within that 12 to 14 hour day for 7 days straight, the one thing I truly realize is that I and Gio cannot do everything. Right?
Yes.
Flat out, we just can't do everything. Why? Because number one, there's going to be somebody that does it better than us. So with that being said, it's finding the right person in order to help us and grow that way. That's also, in my opinion, one of the hardest parts about business is finding the right person to fit the right job. But yeah, that's the next thing. So we just started working with somebody brand new, literally this week, had our first meeting with them. And they gave us a lot of pointers, and we're going to test it out. If it works, great. If it doesn't, oh well, we'll move on to the next thing. So that's the main thing where it's like we really can't do everything. It's now about allocating, the jobs to the right people, and then also allocating our time to focus on growth and scaling rather than just doing the work every single day ourselves. Luckily, when Gio and I first started the ecom brand, we essentially were packing orders ourselves. We had physical inventory. We were packing them all every single day ourselves. Why? Because number one, we both believe in doing everything at first so that you can know exactly the efficiency that it should be at. Number one, the person that we hired, still not a faster packer than me, but they're close. So with that being said, I set my own standard for certain things. Gio sets his own standard for certain things. We create the standard within our business. The whole point of finding the right person to put them in the right place is so that they do things better than us and more efficiently than us. And I think that's where we'll drop it off. Hopefully talking about this kind of inspires you guys to do more in your life. I guess it's the best. I don't want to say what you're doing is not enough, but it just might not be. But what I'm getting to is just, I hope that if you stuck around all the way to the end of this video, that you got a little piece of wisdom or knowledge based off of our experience so that you don't run into the same mistakes. I think that's a big portion as to why these videos, if you have the patience and sort of the focus for it, can really help.